Hey everybody! I am so happy to be joining you guys at a little bit of a different time today, right? I usually try to check in with you guys, I feel like at mid-morning, but we have a sick buddy in the house. So today's been a little bit crazier, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, I went to a wonderful luncheon, so I'm still in luncheon clothes, and it was so magical and amazing, and a little bit nerve-wracking because I would secretly rather be doing this, like connecting with you guys, sort of being in my element around the house, but I do think that we have to step outside our comfort zone and just jump. So if you read my post of me in the red jumper, you'll see why my nerves are a little bit frazzled, but you know what? Whatever. Okay, so hopefully we'll get some viewers on here. I see my girl Trisha's on here. Yay! And I just want to jump into team building. I feel like this is one of the hottest topics that I'm always asked about. I feel like a lot of people in business struggle with both building a team and, in a way, when you start a business, it's really hard to let go of the control of doing everything, right? It's so easy to just do it all yourself, especially as busy business women. We want to do everything ourselves in business, and it's hard to relinquish that control and just tell yourself, you know what? I feel like I'd be better if I had a team. So I just want to speak into that today, and I want to speak into my industry that I'm in, which is direct sales. So this is two parts. The first part is talking a little bit about building a team as a person, and a person as an individual with a business, and what does that look like, and how can you share it, and that sort of thing. And the second part of today's episode is going to be about being a leader and inspiring your people to build their own teams, and what does that look like for them. Because I think that sometimes we can build our little tribe and just be comfortable, but the beauty of your tribe, building a tribe, especially in my industry, is compounded so much and brings such success. Yay! We have a comment from my girl Susie, and she said that she's planning on building a team in 2018. So she said, great timing with this topic. I feel like this was a hot topic in our tribe group, and if you haven't joined my Triple E tribe, click community right here on this page and join it. You have to sign up for my email list. I am not going to bomb your email box with a ton of emails, and subscribe to my email list, and then I will let you in the tribe group. So and that group is amazing. I'm in Facebook jail right now, so I can't really communicate and coordinate with my tribe right now. But on December 12th, I'll be back in action, released from jail, and able to communicate in groups again. So, okay, let's just get right in. I want you guys to hear my heart on this, because I don't think of myself as a control freak, but I think of myself as somebody who likes things to be in control. I like order. I don't like chaos. I like balance. I'm a Libra. I like things to be organized. And in a way, through all the businesses that I've owned since I was 18, I've always had this wonderful dichotomy of, I want to build a team, I want to grow a team, I want to build a team, I want to grow a team. I am so capable of doing all these things. Why would I pay somebody to do this, right? And that's a really hard leap to take. And I just want you guys to know that even recently, like earlier this year, I was able to hire an assistant. And she is watching right now, and I love her. What's up, Meredith? So my assistant was one of those leaps, and it was that chance to just tell myself, I need help. Like, I can do things that are bigger, bolder, and better if I can get some help. So what I want to speak into you guys that are independent business owners, and it's just you, and you feel like you're, in the wheel, in the rat race, think about the things that you might be able to hire help for and go for it. You know, it might just be like a teenager from high school who is interested in business. Have her be your intern. It might be somebody at the local community college. What I want you guys to hear is that although we are such innate multitaskers, I think that truly, hold on, there's a mosquito. Sorry, you guys, there's a mosquito. I hate mosquitoes. But I live in Florida. So, okay, I feel like innately as women, we can juggle everything. Does that make sense? But sometimes we don't need to. And hiring help is like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, so let me tell you guys a little bit about my stats in my business. So I have the amazing blessing of managing a team that is creeping up on 11,000 awesome consultants. We are also creeping up on a $22 million in sales mark. April, I will have been in this business for 4 years. So April 2018 is my 4-year anniversary with starting this business. I have personally brought on 87 business partners since the day I started. So what I want you guys to hear though is just some really awesome tips. I mean, I could talk about this forever. This was a brain dump in 10 minutes before I turned this camera on. Like, this is a topic that I love and I'm passionate about, and I really truly believe that groups of women have the capacity to change the world. And when I think of how many lives have changed of women that have decided to join my team for my business, I just think like of the greater good that I can do through this platform, inspiring women to be team leaders, team members, team growers, and team builders. So, okay, let's just dig in a little bit. So there's some of my personal stats, and I want you guys to know that I do not do that independently. I have some absolutely amazing leaders direct to me as business partners that manage a massive chunk of those almost 11,000 consultants. And that's what I think is a huge piece of the puzzle. When we are typically looking for team members, sometimes we're looking for people that need money. Sometimes we're looking for people, we categorize people like, oh, a stay-at-home mom is who we want. Oh, I need a woman that is in marketing. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But here's what I want you guys to hear. I try to find the smartest woman in the room. When I think about building my team, I actually want the smartest woman in the room to join my team. I do not care if she's a doctor, a lawyer, a stay-at-home mom, a single woman, a career mom. Like, it does not matter to me. I want smart women. So that to me is always like how I keep my eye on the prize, because here's the thing, especially in my industry, if a smart woman grasps the business, they can very quickly surpass their full-time working income. So to me, like income and career and stuff, like I'm like, you know what, in a couple years, like you could make $1 million if you really wanted it and you went for it. So here's the thing. That is why I think it's important to talk money. And I know that this is such a taboo topic and you guys are like, oh, that's so classless. And my mom told me never to talk money. Well, here's what I'm here to tell you. We all love, that brand on Instagram, like Girl Boss, right? And we love how like powerful and strong some of her statements are. And they're just like, go get them fierce, right? But then when it comes down to it, we all shy away from being that woman in some ways. And we think like, I don't want to offend anybody. And I want to like not talk about money because it doesn't feel like safe and normal and natural. But what I want you guys to know is that there's 2 things everybody's wondering about joining your team, whether you own a brick and mortar salon or you are starting your own CPA firm, or you are in direct sales, or you are an interior designer who needs designers under them. They are all wondering 2 things. What is the business going to entail? How much time is it going to take? And what am I going to earn? Like, that's money. So when you think about in business, if you are not talking money to your potential business partners, then you are basically like completely missing a huge opportunity. So please, 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 like everything that you can do to talk money and really be a businesswoman in that capacity. How much time and how much money? That's what they're always wondering. How much time is this going to take and how much money am I going to make? So the other thing I think that we as a community of women should start focusing on is sharing why we love our own business, sharing like the aspects that fire us up, the parts that excite us, the things that make us get out of bed in the morning. Like those are huge, you guys. Those are elements that I think we ignore, and we tend to just sit down at like a meeting and at a potential like team member meeting, and we are not even sharing our heart. And for 90% of women, it is an emotional connection that you have to make, right? And always just remind yourself, like, when you are tapping into another woman's emotions, you are connecting with her, because we are emotional beings, the core of us. Like, you guys that are on my team and on my organization, like, you guys know how I do not cry a lot, but I have such a huge emotional drive. Like, I am always feeling emotions. I mean, right before I got on this call, I was even going to say, are these episodes ever going to get easy? Like, is it ever going to be easy for me to hop on the computer? I have butterflies. I get nervous. I never know who's going to tune in. I don't know if you guys appreciate this content. Like, if you do, just give me some loves, because it certainly takes time to like gear up and get ready. So that's emotions, right? We are emotional beings. So make sure that you're always sharing, like, if you're in direct sales, share your 5 reasons you love your business from an emotional standpoint. Like, yes, you need to talk money, but you also need to hit like the emotional capacity of things. So share your top 5 reasons you love being a business owner of your salon. Share your top 5 reasons that working at your CPA firm is going to be like a magnetic, dynamic work environment. I think they just released the list of like whatever it is, like the top 5 places to work in the world, or maybe it's top 20. I can't even remember if it's like Forbes, but again, like Facebook is up there. Again, Google is up there. Again, like In-N-Out is up there. And find out what, like, why? And you know why? Because they're always tapping into emotional aspects of individuals and conveying like, this is a place that I want you and that you are going to be taken care of, both financially and emotionally. Right? So when you're building a team, make sure you're talking about those aspects. And we all have those amazing aspects deep inside of us and why we love our business. Okay. I can never have enough water. I totally had coffee at this lunch today, and y'all, mama does not need to ever have 2 cups of coffee. Like, flat out, my body can only handle 1 cup. And I'm like, my heart is like pounding out of my chest because of the caffeine. So I will have to drink like a night tea tonight, because mama just can't handle 2 cups of coffee. Okay, so moving on to the next bullet point. Again, don't be afraid to share the 5 reasons you love your business. Share this on your timeline, share this, and if you are in direct sales, so you're doing online parties, share this on your business page. Like, I was thinking about my mom the other day and how whenever we have conversations about her business, she's a realtor, she's always just saying, I love real estate. And I was just thinking, like, mom needs to go live on her business page and just say the reason she loves real estate and being a realtor, because it's just such a beautiful thing when you love what you're doing. And if you're passionate about what you're doing, make sure you're sharing that as an emotional share, because you never know when God is going to connect you with somebody that wants to like join up with you. Okay. The other thing I want you guys to know is that doing business with friends is so fun. Like, do you guys remember when I shared the video of the interview and the episode that Amy and I did? I mean, I've known Amy since high school, and she is my biggest leader. She's my biggest business partner. And, you know, some morning she just texts me and says, hey, do you have 30 minutes to chat? And I'm like, yep, I'll call you when I'm walking. So I am out like getting my exercise, talking to a girlfriend, and we're talking business. Do you know how fun that is? I get to say, like, tell me about the new house. It's so beautiful. How are the girls doing? Okay, let's talk about this. Like, basically, it's like talking to a good friend, but then you're also doing business. So what I'm saying is that if you are not talking to your friends about this business or your business, or you are not looking at the skill sets of your people in your tribe, then again, you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay. The other thing I think that is so huge, and I have Alicia Brennan to thank for this little tip, and I will probably tell her that I mentioned her. She is a wonderful broker here in Vero Beach, Florida, and I believe that you have to go ahead and tell people why they don't want to do something. So if you know somebody that you're like, oh, she would be like the best person to run my front desk. She would be the best person to join me in my new interior design firm. Like, I know that she could totally rock our online marketing stuff. So whatever that person is in your mind with your business that you're like, I want to get her, you know that she's going to come to the table or have some reasons why not. Like, she's going to have these things and these voices in her head that are going to tell her that maybe this is not the right time, maybe this is not the right fit, blah, 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 right? We all know that they have all of these little voices in their head that tell them why not this business. So what I want you to do is go ahead and mention those. Like, beat her to the punch and be like, listen, I know in a way this is not a great time for you. Like, I know that your kids are still little and things are still crazy, and maybe this is not like what you're imagining, but I see something special in you and I want you to do this with me, and I will help you make it work in your life, right? So when you go ahead and tell them what you know that are already their reasons and their convictions for not just jumping for it, then in a way you get to build that trust, and they understand that like you are doing this to serve them too, and it's not coming from a self-serving position. And what Alicia taught me is that one of the best places to sort of touch somebody in those conversations, if you can have them face to face, is their elbow. Your elbow, and elbow touch is like how you earn trust. And I just thought that was so amazing. And all the time when I have the pleasure of meeting consultants in my organization all over the world, and they cry to me, they pour their heart out to me, they are nervous when they meet me, like, I touch their elbow and I just always thank them for their energy and their enthusiasm and their honesty, and I can just always completely tell that they're at ease. So what I'm saying is the elbow is powerful with women. Use it at your discretion, but know that that is a wonderful way of reminding them, like a little bit of girl power and a little bit of emotional connection and a little bit of like, I'm here for you, babe. Like, I got you. I got you. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm a third of the way through our list. This is going to be crazy town. Okay. Here we go, guys. So the thing that I want you guys to know is that growing a team, of course, in conventional business models, can dip into your own income. And I understand how hard that can be. Like, even when I was like, okay, I'm to the point that an assistant is needed, I just thought, oh my gosh, like, this is going to dip into our income. But remind yourself that if you hire the right person and release the right tasks, that opens up your life to do so many other bigger, better, and bolder things. And also remind yourself that in direct sales and multi-level marketing, that having with and bringing on business partners usually means broader income. So just remind yourself how important it is to really embrace the idea of team and growth. I think that sharing your wins and your successes in your business, it's so huge, like so huge. I don't know why we want to play small as business women. Like, we don't want to talk about the fact that we're $1 million earner. We don't want to talk about the fact that we have been able to provide meals for this many families at Christmas because of our charitable donations. Like, stop it. Do you hear me? Stop it. Like, brag on yourself every now and then, toot your own horn, share these kind of things. People love a good, like, honest bomb, truth bomb, humble brag post. Like, they want to support your success. They don't know what's going on in your day to day. And if they really love and admire and cherish you, they'll be so excited to hear how great you're doing. So in a very like amazing way, always make sure that you're sharing your wins, you're sharing your successes. And with that, make sure that when you do start growing your team, that you take time, especially on Facebook, to love bomb them on their own timeline. Make sure you share on your own timeline like what people are doing in your business. You know, if you have somebody in your team that earns a promotion, that gets a great client, that solidifies an awesome account, like, don't hesitate to go and shout them out. I think there's so much power and positivity in like just sharing that type of information with the world. I think the other thing I want you guys to hear is that in a way, we all have financial goals, right? And I cannot wait to touch on this as soon as we roll into the new year. And when we think about our financial goals, you know what we tend to do? We tend to put them on our vision board. We tend to put them, remember when I showed you guys like screensaver? We put them on our screensavers. We put them in our planners. We keep them safe and hidden, right? We just totally do. We're so scared to share these massive like ideas and dreams and goals that we have for the fruition of our future business success. And I'm here to tell you, stop doing that. And why do I say that? Because people love supporting a goal. So let's say you're sitting there and you're like, you know, I really want this business to XYZ. So what is your XYZ? Is it to build a pool? Is it to pay for a Disney vacation? Is it to buy a new car? Is it to keep the electricity on? Like, whatever that goal is it to shop all organic? Share that goal. Share that goal. It does not mean that you've already gotten there, but share with your community that you are so excited about this business and this is the goal that you have for it. Like, I remember when I started my business, do y'all know what my goal was? It was to take Walt on a date night once a month, to pay for a sitter and go on a date. And so we both decided that it was $100 investment to start this business. And we decided that that would be my goal, a month, like one date a month. And I remember sharing that goal and being like, people are going to laugh at me because it's so silly to even imagine that this business could secure us a date night a month, a sitter and a date, which is like 100, 150. 3.5 years ago, I was caring about the opinions of others and not just being open, honest, and authentic, because truly, like, I wanted to be like, oh my gosh, you guys support me. Like, maybe it'll pay for a date night. Like, how cool would that be if this would pay for a date night? You guys, we don't only have like a date night every week. We just have so many. My heart is pounding because it's just crazy town. Like, I just can't believe how much has like come and snowballed from that thought. So what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to share. Share that financial goal. It's so awesome. And keep your community up to date. Like, tell them where you are with those goals. That is so captivating and authentic. Okay, I also want you guys to know that every business like sees cyclical changes in 6 months, okay? So always be taking time to just revisit your business and your business goals and your business ideals and like what you're striving for every 6 months. Look at your team size and know that it's going to change every 6 months. Like, especially in my industry, know that people are going to come and go. It's like a 6-month turnover in a lot of ways. So just know that if you stay stagnant for 6 months, like, things aren't going to be the same as they were before, meaning maybe your paycheck will go down. So make sure that you and your team or you and your business are just reassessing things every 6 months. I feel like that's a great cyclical cycle to be in. Don't be afraid, in a way, to embrace the dips, because I just feel like every business has dips, okay? And that is totally natural. Like, There are highs and there are lows and there are dips and there are amazing periods of windfall, like in all businesses. So just know that you have to embrace those. You have to embrace those dips and you have to power through them and you have to hang in there because no business is perfect. And believe me when I say, if you are in a business right now and you're looking at the grass is greener with another company, another opportunity, that's not always the case. Like, I don't want you to think that's the case. Sometimes I think that when you start your own business, like, give yourself a 1 year, a 5 year, and a 10-year plan and hang in there. Did y'all hear that? 1, 5, 10. Like, that's what you need to have. You need to know that, like, if you have that 1, 5, and 10, then you can share that with people. Like, here's my 1 year plan, here's my 5 year plan, here's my 10-year plan. Like, this is what my goal is. And you know why that's so important? Because they want to be secure in knowing that you're going to be there as their leader, as their boss, as their manager forever. Like, people find security in knowing, like, you're going to be there. So I think it's very important to know your 1, 5, and 10. And share that with any potential team members. The other thing I was going to say is that when you, how do I say this? I think we should all have growth goals, right? I mean, I look at my statistics and think that I brought on 87 business partners in 3.5 years. Like, I don't even know what that is. Like, what is that? I don't even know. How many new business partners that is a month? 2, 2.5. So what I think is important is that we all have this growth goal and we all say to ourselves, okay, like, remember early on when I just hopped on and Susie said, oh my gosh, I want to grow my salon and get some new team members. This is such a perfect topic. Like, I love that. She has already put in place and she verbally shared in like a community like this out loud, I want to grow my salon. I want to add team members. And there is such power in just sharing your growth goal. So if anybody wants to share their growth goal in this feed, like, I want to hear it. Like, we need to start thinking about 2018 growth goals. That may be that you are a realtor and you want to bring somebody on your team. That might be one person. It may be that you independently own your own business and you want to hire an assistant. So, like, know what your growth goal is and know what makes you feel uncomfortable, but what you know your business needs, and set that growth goal now and say it and share it, because there's so much power in sharing that goal. Okay, so the other thing I think we always do, and especially in our industry, is that we can tend to just be a share of products and not a share of the business. So when I think about one of my Austin girlfriends, who is one of my best girlfriends, Amy Lufton, when she shared products with me, I was like, oh, cool. Like, these nail things are really cool. But then she said to me, let me just share the business with you a little bit. I just want to run it past you. You guys, if she would have never just shared like 2 minutes of the business with me, I would have never known that was an option. And that's what I want you to hear. Like, there are people in your life that, like me, I had just sold clients from my social networking business. I wasn't really looking to do anything but be a stay-at-home mom. So when you are passing judgment on people in your life and you're assuming that they don't want to hear more about this business, you are cutting off your nose to spite your face. Don't assume anything. Don't assume that you know anything about anyone in your circle of friends, your mom, your sister, your cousin, your aunt. Like, you don't know what they need. So cast a wide net, share your business, like, share the idea of the business. So how do you share the idea of the business, and what does that look like? So as a person, remember, I'm still doing tips on you as a unique individual person. I'm about to get to what leaders can do for their teams to get them going, building a bigger team. So you as a person need to ask questions and get curious. I always say you need to paint the business into people's lives. So what do you do? Like, what does this even look like? Like, how do you ask questions? How do you get curious? How do you paint a business into somebody's life? So in a way, this is just it's like if you're sitting there, so I'll use Susie as an example, who's wanting to grow her salon and get some new team members. If she was talking to a girlfriend that she thought, oh my gosh, she would be the most perfect, like, concierge, front desk, everything, and if she wanted to paint this into her life, like, she would have to say, hey, listen, I know that you have young children, like, I just would love if we could work this out. Like, I know this babysitter and I would love to have you at the salon Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like, here are the perks that you would have. Here are the reasons that I feel like your personality would excel at this. Here's where I could see us going. Like, right? She would, like, paint it into her life and go ahead and tell her the reasons that maybe she's coming to the table with reasons that she can't do it, and already sort of have those laid out. And you just want to paint it into their life as something that they can do, and already something that you believe in them. For, like, you do those belief statements, like, I believe in you. I believe this would be an amazing fit. I believe that you could fund a date night a month. I believe that this could be amazing supplemental income for your family. I believe that you have God-given skill sets that would absolutely rock this, right? So in a way, when you ask questions and you get curious, then you're able to paint a business into somebody's life. Because if you don't ask questions, you are never going to be able to truly understand how this business is going to fit anybody's life. So that is pretty much what I have for being an independent business person who's looking to grow their team. I have a couple of touch points that I just want to touch on, because I know I have a lot of leaders who are saying, okay, so how do I talk to my team and really get my team to see the value of growing their own teams? And especially in my industry in direct sales, I think it's so important that you place value on team growth. So one of the ways is obviously making sure that your team understands the compensation plan. Almost every multi-level marketing or direct sales business is based on team growth, and as your team grows, so does your paycheck. So it's just common knowledge that if you understand the compensation plan, then you will, if you want to make more money, you will need to grow a team. So in a way, I think it's important as a leader that you do focus on compensation plan, understanding, and just really make sure that they know how to make money in the business. Because if they're sitting there not knowing how to make money, then why would they ever grow their team? They don't even understand that growing their team is how they can make more money. Okay. The other thing I think you can do as a leader is give your team scripts to use. So what does that mean? So I feel like, in a way, sometimes you just have to give people the words to use, and 100% like copy and paste some of the dialogue and exchanges that you've had and generalize them and say, listen, make this your own. Don't copy and paste exactly what I said, but make this your own. Because even them, like, reading the verbiage, especially as a new consultant in multi-level marketing or direct sales, will give them the, like, safety net and security and confidence to sort of find their own bearings and legs in this industry. So I think that scripts are huge, and sharing just scripted dialogue and saying to your whole team, hey, like, everybody PM this to 10 people tonight. Like, make it your own, add in a few sentences, personalize it to each person. Like, let's just see. Okay. Also, make sure, this is so important, you guys. I was on a call last night with some of my leaders, and we were talking about this topic super in depth, like team growth and what it looks like for their businesses. And one of the things I asked them is, when you guys are talking to your junior leaders, have you ever directly asked them how they share the business? And they all just stared at me. And it's okay, because I understand that not everybody does this, but if you don't know how your team is sharing the idea of the business, then truly, maybe they aren't even doing it. So what I do is, when somebody says to me, I can't grow a team, I'll just say to them, okay, I would like to see in your online parties, show me the 3 posts that you post about, like, sharing our business. And they're like, oh, I only post about it once. I'm like, great, screenshot it. I want to see it. And they send it to me, and then we work through that. And I say, okay, this is one of 3 that should be happening. I love this post. Now we're going to go bigger. We're going to have you go live in this party and share your top 5 reasons you love this business. We're going to have you do another post about how you paid for your family to go to Busch Gardens the other weekend. So I just really give them like the words and the exact ways that they can share their business and plant these business seeds through their own business, because sometimes they just don't know how to do it. And if you don't know how to plant those seeds, then you're not doing it. And if you're not doing it, well, then of course you're not going to grow a team. So the other thing I think that is so important as a leader, you guys, is how I was talking about that growth goal. Make sure you're sharing your growth goal. Like, share it. Share it with your team and inspire them to create their own growth goals. Because when you guys are all like this in this like synergistic, powerful, like momentum of we can do this, like there is so much power in numbers. And so just sharing your growth goal and saying, this is what I want for my business. And if you're sitting there and you are your own independent business owner and it's just you and you're like, what? Of course I have a growth goal, but I don't have a team, and I'm not going to have a team, and I'm sitting here. What I want you to do is, who are the top 5 people in your life that support you the most? Like, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your husband, maybe it's your sister, maybe it's 3 girlfriends. Send them a text. Send them a text over the next few days and say, listen, I just want to be held accountable for this growth goal. And I want you to know, like, this is what I want to do in my business over the next 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, right? And just putting that in a text to a friend is going to have such momentum in your heart, in your life, in your business. And then the only thing I have left, you guys, is that when you focus and highlight numbers as a leader, it is so huge, right? So as a leader of what you want are other leaders, and that is the blessing in my life, is that I am a leader of leaders. I have incredible leaders that do incredible jobs, inspiring an incredible amount of people every single day. And they know my love for them, like, has no limits. But what they focus on, you guys, I mean, they focus on numbers. Like, they, every month on all of their team pages, they put up a banner that says, this person grew their team the biggest. This person got the most business partners. And it is a focus. And so making sure that you're always highlighting and cheering on habits that you want your team to do in every aspect of business, right? So if you want your team to grow and find more business partners, then that is what you need to be celebrating almost daily. If you want your team to find more accounts, if you own the CPA firm and you want your team members to solidify more accounts, then you need to be highlighting that at every team meeting. So just make sure the habits that you really know that your organization, your business needs to be a better success are the ones that you're the biggest cheerleader for. Always. Always, because it just keeps those habits in front of them. So make sure that you are always motivating through your actions and your words and your knowledge, and from like a servant's heart, you know, just always say, like, how can I help you guys be bigger, better, and bolder in team growth? Like, where do you feel like your roadblocks are? Where do you feel like your struggles are? And I do think it's really important that you absolutely lead by example. I do. So get those growth goals. I can't wait to hear them. I hope this inspired some of you guys to just grow your team and look at team building and business connections differently. Thank you so much for your time and for tuning in. Feel free to absolutely share this. Like, let's break the internet sharing this video. And I just feel so blessed that I get to touch base with you guys on the daily and just fill up your cups. So I do hear my family and my baby fussing, so I'm gonna go put my media on silent, leave it all here in the office, and be an intentional mom, wife, and just step aside from business for a little bit. Okay, you guys, cheers.